Now, she gave up her EBT card and used it as rent, and then walked into the kitchen like the groceries still belonged to her. Now, that's not survival. That's theft with a smile. And the deeper you look, the more you realize the entire system has been feeding the wrong mouths for too long. Let me show you why Democrats don't want you to see stories like this.
Okay, I need your opinion on this, right? There was this girl I was working with a few years ago. Unfortunately, she lost her job. I don't know how she managed, but she lost her job and she ended up losing her place or whatsoever. So she reached out to me. She was like, girl, is there any space you can give me to stay while I find a job? I'm like, what you mean, you want to live here free? She was like, no, like fortunately for me, I was able to get approved for food stamp and I get almost $800. So I want to give you the food stamp to live in the spot that you're going to give me so you can use the food stamp until I find a job. I was like, okay, deal. Almost 800. That's a whole lot of, that's a whole lot of good food. I can add that to the cash I usually afford to buy food, and well, all my 3 freezers about to be full. So I told her, go ahead, move in. I told her I got an office downstairs. I'm just going to clear it out for you. I cleared her office. She moved in, okay? She gave me the food stamp and the pin to the food stamp card. I went all out. I'm from Liberia. Our food is very expensive, okay? And I went to the international store. I went to the African stores, all the ones I like to shop to. I bought everything that I need. I mean, I had some lobster too, okay? I had some red sniper fish, the ones I can afford to buy with my hard-earned money. I stacked up on food. All my 3 freezers were full. After stacking up, 2 days later, I come from work. I see this girl cooking up in the kitchen. She's cooking up the food that I bought with the food stamp card that she traded in to pay for her rent. I look at her, I was like, girl, did you go grocery shopping? She was like, no, the food you bought, I'm just cooking some for the house. I'm like, for the house? Okay, no problem. I just went upstairs. The next day she said she had some errands to run. Once she went, I got a big SUV. I laid the seat down. I started unloading all 3 of my freezers. I unloaded the refrigerator, all the freezer that came with the refrigerator. I unloaded everything. I packed it in my car. I took it to my sister's house. Including the food she cooked. I allowed her kids to eat or whatsoever. They went upstairs to go play. I took the food she cooked as well. I took it to my sister's house. I went upstairs. I laid down. She came back and she went to go get some of the food she cooked. It wasn't there. She came to my room, opened the door, peep, and she was like, girl, your refrigerator is empty. And I checked the freezer, there's nothing. I was like, yeah. I took it all to my sister's house. She was like, why? I said, because you traded the food stamp for me to buy food in place of your rent. So you're not going to sit here and eat up the food. It's like you going to be literally living rent free. She was like, are you for real? I said, I'm so serious. You're not going to eat that food. She was like, even my kids? I was like, even your kids who are getting free child care. Every time you leave the house, they just chill with my older kids. You're not paying for that. You just want to live free. So no. So your kids not gonna eat. I was like, you don't know my sister's address. When we hungry, we just gonna go to my sister's house, eat, wipe our mouths, and then come back and sit down here. She was like, wow. She's like, now I've seen mean people, but you a mean AB. I was like, oh, you gonna call me out my name? I was like, girl, I don't have no arguments with you, okay? I'm just standing on the agreement we made here. You gave it to me for me to shop for my family, not for you to come and eat it up, okay? But you already paid for this month, so you can stay, but you're not eating that food. She was like, wow, this is unbelievable. I need to hurry up, find a job, and get the F up out of here. I was like, sorry. I told her, feel free to drink some nice, clean, filtered water. I mean, it's the cleanest water because my water was like reverse osmosis installed under the sink. I said, you can drink that. You can even take a shower with that water if you want. It's very clean. Wash your hair. It's not going to put any, residue and calcium in your hair. Use that. But the food is off limit, hun, because if you eat it, then you're living for free. And we can't do that.
Now, first of all, the whole thing is wrong. You're selling your food stamps, which is illegal. You accept them, but this ain't just about food. It's about values, right? She made a deal. She traded the card. The food wasn't hers anymore. It didn't belong to her. But this is what happened when you create a culture where entitlement replaces accountability. Accountability. I can't. What? I can't even say the word accountability. Sheesh. Yeah, you raise a generation that think helps means ownership and responsibility is optional. And the sad part is this isn't rare. This is actually pretty normalized. But this behavior doesn't come out of nowhere. It comes from decades of conditioning.
I was talking to somebody the other day about, how a lot of these benefits are going away, like Section 8 food stamps and stuff like that. And he was telling me how his sister has just kind of been up in the uproar because pretty much all of her benefits are being cut in the next 30 to 60 days. And I remember he started telling me about how it's going to impact her and how she's been kind of freaking out and all this and that. Mm-hmm. And in the back of my mind, I'm just like, I wouldn't have never thought that she was even on government assistance. And the reason why I wouldn't have thought that she was on government assistance is because this girl buys luxury bags. I be seeing her on social media. She always is out the country. She sells hair. She has a business. She's a business owner. This girl wears diamonds. buys Dior, Christian Dior, but like you looking at this girl, you would have never thought. I think she drives a BMW,
Sheesh.
a nice one. So when he's telling me how she's panicking about how her benefits are about to be cut off in 60 days, I remember I asked him, I'm like, so wait, you telling me she gets food stamps? She's on Section 8. And it was another benefit too. It was 3 of them. And she's been getting these benefits since I've known you. He was like, since before I met you.
What, a Medicaid?
I said, oh, she's going to jail.
Read between the lines, team. Think we built a system where people can wear diamonds and still beg Uncle Sam to feed him. I wasn't expecting to end it. Meanwhile, the same folks grinding 40 hours a week are getting taxed to oblivion, man. This is what Democrats sell you. Luxury funded by poverty, flex culture disguised as struggle. That's what you get. And the moment someone calls you out, you're mean, you're meanie. Nah, I'll take we're just not stupid for 500 because while she's getting 800 in free groceries, guess what some are doing?
Hey y'all, $800 in food stamps for me and my 5 kids. Awesome. Great new month. Let's come shopping. Getting some meats. Also looking for some snacks for the kids. They love these chips. Gonna get a few. These are my ultimate favorite. Might bake a cake. Their favorite nuggets. And can't forget the candy.
Wow. It just be all that process, man. We turn dependence into a blessing. We got folks praising the government for what their own parents used to hustle for. The left convince you that you deserve this. Yeah, man. But what they're really saying is stay where you are. Don't grow. Don't build. Just take. You're not free, man. You're leased, my friend. And they'll renew that lease every election season as long as you vote blue. Stay broke. And when anyone dares question this, here comes the emotional gatekeepers.
I will never, ever care about people getting money for food. Like, I do not care. We waste money on so much in this country. I don't care about people getting money to eat ever. I don't care if we waste the money on people eating. There's no argument to me as to why people can't get money for food. So when people are like, food stamp recipients, oh, they've been selling their food stamps and they're getting their nails done and they're getting drugs and blah, blah, blah. Okay. So then somebody else gets food. It's still the same thing. Oh, they need to get a job and we're just giving them food. I literally don't care if people are sitting on their butts and still getting to eat. I just feel like people should be able to eat always. I do not care. Oh, they're getting junk food. Oh, they're getting crab legs and I can't even afford crab legs. Okay. Maybe you should push for people with higher incomes to be able to get food stamps too. So maybe you can get crab legs every once in a while. I can guarantee you they can only get those crab legs like the one time. Do y'all know how much people get in food stamps? At one point in my life, I was on food stamps. I was in college. I was working. I got $119 a month. I mean, come on. People are just not getting, like, you're never going to get me to disagree with people getting money for food. I just feel like it's a special cruelty to that. People ask me for money, homeless people, whatever. They may be homeless, they may be not. I don't know. I don't always give them money. But if someone asks me for food, I get it for them every time. Every single time. I literally don't care. I will feed you. I'll feed you. Somebody one time got like corn dogs and Twinkies. And I'm like, oh, well, I guess whatever. If that's what she wants to eat. I don't care.
Now, feeding people ain't the issue, but feeding entitlement and abuse while pushing hard work, that's the cancer. That's the sickness. They'll tell you it's just food, but it's never just food. It's control. It's addiction. And it's funded by the very people the system refuses to help. You work, you get nothing. You sit, you feast. That's the Democrat formula, y'all. Now, let's flip the script. What happens when someone uses the help to actually escape?
How many of you know what this is? This is my food stamp card that I was on, and I'm gonna try not to cry so much, but I want to, before TikTok goes away, I really want to talk to you guys about how much this app has done for me. I am a single mom who co-parents, and I made a really unique and special co-parenting journal for families that want to help support their kids through the back and forth transitions, through talking about emotions and better communicating and organizing everything between a child's two houses. I launched my business on TikTok at the end of 2023, and at the time, like that year, I literally had, like not that many sales. My business wasn't doing great, and since joining TikTok Shop, it literally has carried me and my son. It has paid for my rent. It's paid for, my living, and it has allowed me to help so many other families, like thousands of other families, have a way to connect with their child, to share, to create memories. Past year on TikTok, it's been a game changer. I sold out due to several viral videos, and I was able to get off of food stamps. I know my story is just one of millions of people whose lives this app has touched, and not just from a business perspective, but literally it has been such a comfort. I've learned so much more than I ever did in school. I've laughed, I've cried with strangers, it's just been such a joy, and the community here is so wonderful. So for many of us, we have no idea what's going to come next, like how we're going to live in the coming months, like with this app being gone, but please keep in touch. And as I said, I can't thank you enough. This really has been life-changing for me. I've grown so much as a person. It's been an incredible experience. So I hope that we will see each other again soon.
So we obviously know the fate of TikTok is still here. That's how we are able to see this clip. But what this program was meant for. Temporary, transitional, transformative, or this transformational. My fault. Getting my words twisted, but it is what it is, I ain't perfect. I'm human. But she didn't flex. She didn't scam it. She built something and moved on. Unlike the other woman. But here's the truth they don't want to admit. The left doesn't want you off assistance. They want you on auto pay, so to speak, because every dollar of dependence is a vote they think they own. But there is one man who called the bluff and rewrote the rules. I said, man, my fault, y'all. One woman.
Baby, Trump is changing the game. You hear me? He changing the game. So now if you working, you get to get food stamps.
Oh, I was right. Trump, my fault. Now I remember why I wrote the transition like that. Trump. Yeah, one man. This is a woman, though. Y'all smart enough.
Baby, Trump is changing the game. You hear me? He changing the game. So now if you working, you get to get food stamps. In the day, well, not even back in the day, as of late, if you not working, you get food stamps. But see, once I start working, y'all take them from me. See, once I start working, you take them from me, and then nobody can ever get ahead. See, that was the problem. But now Trump is about to change that thing. He's saying, now if you working, I think it's a certain amount of hours you got to work. Now I'm going to give you food stamps. Well, that's the best way for a person to get ahead. You know how many people working want to get food stamps? You know how many working families, husband and wife, making a decent income, wish they can get food stamps just to get a little leg up in life? Because that's all that it is. It's assistance to get you to where you don't need the government anymore. And guess what? They don't like that. They want you to always need government to take care of you. And Trump is coming in there to change that thing. He coming in there to say, hey, look, we don't need to take care of you. We can help you so you can then enable yourself to take care of yourself. That's exactly what we need.
Yep. Trump didn't cancel welfare. He just flipped the incentives. You want help? Cool. But put in some hours first. You want assistance? Fine. Prove you're trying. That's not cruelty. I think that's respect. Respect for dignity, respect for the taxpayers, respect for the truth that everyone deserves, but no one deserves to live forever on someone else's back. Yeah, man. So the first woman, when she got 800 in food stamps, and traded it for rent, then tried to eat the groceries like the deal never took place. Overall, that was all just bad and illegal. That's what happens when the government becomes the daddy, the job, and the self-worth all in one. Y'all be safe. Go check on somebody today. You can quite literally be saving their life. Peace.